I'm Tammy Sexton. I teach 8th grade language arts at Roger Borough Middle School.
So we're going to go to File, and we're going to go to Save As.
Today we
right
worked
now,
on taking a piece of writing an expository essay on how to survive middle school, and which is something the kids are very familiar with, and then we turned it into a kind of enhanced it with digital tools, and they had a choice of tools that they have used throughout the year, and they could pick what tool they wanted to use, what form of media, and then they made a visual to go with it.
Kind of advice that you give, and remember it needs to mirror somebody's expository essay. So somebody in your group.
I wanted them to take something that they were familiar with, which was pieces or parts of a story or advice, and then to translate it into something that was more visual, so that students could understand how to survive middle school from a different vantage point. So that was our goal to do. So we took that everyday learning environment of writing, and then we souped it up, so to speak, and added technology into it.
How many people are doing a PowerPoint? Okay. How many people are going to do the video shorts? All right. So
we looked at presenting a problem, some kind of conflict. The students had to present something. They brainstormed the different issues they had at school, sort of from a serious side, and then they decided which ones they would like to present to incoming middle schoolers. And then they looked at the solutions too. So those were the indicators with the problems and the solutions. And then how it would best translate. So they had to make choices and look at the tools that they were familiar with, and to see how it would translate, their story would translate best. So they looked at that too. They had to collaborate. They were in production groups, and they also had to kind of critical think. Each one wrote their own expository, and they had to share those, and they had to decide which one was the one that they felt was the important. So they had to kind of sift through it and sell them a little bit. So those are the type of indicators that we worked with this project.
I think we're ready to roll. Okay, so here's your rubric for your video short. And what's your topic?
Getting out of school.
Getting out of school.
How to get out of school.
It applies to everyone. Yeah,
just not Mrs. Sexton's class, right? You're going to get out of
No, we love this class.
Also, I get out of school after your class.
There you go.
Exactly.
Okay, so in your team is Scott and Bradley and Adam and Aaron.
Yeah.
Did you guys have a team meeting?
Okay. And we're going to sign off this for today. And
we had a production meeting to start with, where the students looked at the expectations for this project, what we wanted, what our goal was at the end, how it needed to be a beginning and a middle and an end, showing the problems, showing the solutions, and the advice in between. So we had that first, and then we went over the rubric with the students again, based on what media they were going to use. So if they had a PowerPoint today, we went over how many slides they had to show and what we wanted that to look at. At this point of the year, we're really looking at quality, because the kids have all done these things, so we're hoping for a good final finished piece. So we had to talk to them about that. Same with video and I said PowerPoint. What was the other? Oh, and the Common Craft. Each one had a separate expectation rubric. So we went over that and had a production meeting first, and to see where the kids were and what they needed, and then we kind of they broke out in the production groups. Some of them were in the gym filming, some of them in the hallway. We set up a recording session in the stairwell for the Common Craft, so they kind of dispersed and did what they needed to do.
No results found. That's not right.
Is it just one Bradley?
Yeah.
That's a high school student. That's a high school student.
It is.
Okay, here's your
No,
script.
that is, but he put a P over.
Thank you.
Yep. Did you put some art in there? Good.
Yeah.
Good.
The school bus.
They're ready to go.
Okay, what you guys see? Oh, and you were just working on your art. They do that every now and then.
big dish.
That is too big. That's a very big.
When I look at this project, if I didn't have the technology to enhance it, we would have been done with the project with just the written one-page expository. And by using technology, we were able to just enhance the whole process.
You got it, yeah. And then center it to the middle of the page.
And we have 3 sides.
There you go. Let's center it real fast. Just put like go back to home.
This is how to survive gym class. These steps will help you to how to survive gym class if you have the unfortunate task of taking it. Step 1, do not take gym class. But in the event of having to take it, do not wear long pants. You will trip and fall.
The thing I put this under digital citizenship, we're talking about positive attitudes and the attitudes of the kids. They really have to work well together, and this time they all wrote a script and they had to all share them and they had to decide what was the best. I didn't have any arguments. There wasn't any hurt feelings, and I think that that's a life skill where you can look at something critically and you can discuss it in a mature way and you can agree upon doing one person over somebody else's, and that whole positive citizenship thing I think really came through with this project. So I'm really pleased with the way that community has unfolded this year.
While playing any game at all, go into the corner and stay in fetal position until you are sure the game is over.
So the expectations are theirs for what we want, and I know, like technology speaking, they had to choose a medium and they had to think about what would be best for the story that they were going to tell, and we assess that. Is that a good fit with what you're going to do here? I think the other part is we talked about quality. As they've done more and more technology, we're expecting a better product at the end. We're expecting better transitions and better lighting and those type of things, and those are all things I think they have to learn to evaluate, and evaluation is such an important critical thinking tool. So I think they're being more evaluative with their work, and that's something with technology that we can assess and talk about and make them be more critical.
Something that smells good into the locker. It'll make your locker smell way better, and you will have nothing to suffer. You have to be in the whole time.
And then we would
by exposing them to all these different kinds of technology and the technology that they have to think about, because even, let's face it, the technology that they're using today in 6 years, they'll be even more and better and new and improved. So they just have to learn how to think from that mode, and I think that's what I'm helping them to do by having technology exposed to them.